If I'm riding in your car and the speed limit is 50, can I urge you to go 60? And am I breaking the law by doing that?
Oh my. Well, I'm going to skirt the answer because I can't give you a yes or no, so as a good lawyer, I'm going to go to the gray area. You know, the way in which I've confronted that in the last couple of years is in the representation of some of my Muslim clients who have been charged with or potentially charged with providing material support to terrorists. And that's the modern equivalent of the prosecution of people in World War I for speaking out about the draft. The way the law is written today, and what the Supreme Court upheld in a case just a couple of years ago, was an incredibly broad definition of providing material support to Taliban or to Al-Qaeda or to any other terrorist organization. So that if you look and you say, well, you know, the Taliban have a hospital, and the Taliban hospital is actually providing you know, a good service to people in Afghanistan who need medical care. And you say, I want to give some money to that hospital. What the law says is that by giving money for that hospital treatment, you're freeing up dollars that the Taliban can now use to buy a gun. That's a crime. And I think that we have gone too far in saying that speaking about and promoting the donation of money for that purpose or giving money for that purpose is criminal. Now, if this were a law class, we could probably spend an hour or two debating that, but this isn't that forum. But that's my thought. I mean, that we do go too far. And I think we are going too far today in a very concrete way, primarily against a very clearly definable minority. And one of the things that tends to happen is that we find a minority disfavored group to turn our attention to. You know, Deb's the socialist. Ooh, socialism. Evil, 1916. Well, I guess they called Obama socialist in the most recent election, so maybe it's still evil. But that's part of what's going on.
But this fellow who was indicted just a couple of weeks ago here in Portland, I don't think you're defending him, Stephen, but can you remind us of the facts of that? Are you familiar with that?
I can tell you what's in the newspaper. And let's assume that the Oregonian, with which I think you have some connection, has got it right this time.
You can always believe it's in the Oregonian.
And Willamette Week too, aren't they one of the sponsors? Yeah, right. So the charge is, in a nutshell, that he provided money to a person, and that person either provided that money to or some support to another person who actually did participate in the bombing of the Pakistani intelligence service building in, I forget which city in Pakistan it was. So it is a case of support through a donation of money, and of course part of the question in that case, I anticipate, will involve his knowledge and intent, because he did not personally give the money to a guy who blew something up, nor did he go and blow it up himself. But you know, these questions of knowledge and intent, I anticipate will be part of what we're looking at and reading about in this city in the coming months.
I mean, I think I'm no lawyer, and